Right, well, this is just to explain what you can do when you have an issue with a broken denture and where it could possibly lead to. So you may have come to this via a video that I made that you can see on my YouTube channel, Teeth for Life. And yeah, if you type that in, or you've already seen it, then that's what I was thinking about with regards to making copy dentures using your phone. Anyway, it's still not good enough. So on that it said, right, they've brought out a new version that you can put on your phone. It's still not good enough. But what you can do is you can buy kind of a home scanner. And this is following the research that we did with Yui. And in fact, that's what I did. So anyway, I got a phone call from my friends with the care home saying they had a problem. Someone had broken the denture. And obviously they hadn't put water in the sink. But you can see from this is that actually what had happened was I think at first I thought it had been a repair, but I think it's an addition to the denture because it's quite a large bit, and the shape of it's a little bit peculiar. So when we remade it, we just reduced that area slightly to make sure it actually fitted and didn't create an ulcer. But that's what we got. We got an identical denture after we glued it with super glue. And when I say we glued it, one of the staff members who used to be a dental nurse glued it. And I said, well, make sure it fits in the mouth and then take it out immediately and then we'll get it scanned. And this is the scanner that we tested at Yui. And so I've got one, as you can see, in my shed. So it's called a Creality Lizard. And that's the kind of setup that you need. You need the computer, obviously. It needs to be a decent sized computer. So these are what you need with regards to the spec for your computer. So you'd have to kind of pause this and look. But if you get that far, you can just download the Creality software anyway and just look it up. So it's a Creality Lizard, that's what you can see on the left. And you can get all the spec to make sure that the computer's actually got enough memory for it all to process. And I did try to make a video on how to do it. But to be honest, this guy's great. And this is the guy that I followed, because a lot of the information isn't that great, which is what he alludes to. And this video is a couple of years old, but nothing has really changed in a great deal. So anyway, if you follow those updates, but if you just, again, if you go to YouTube and type in the heading there, and then his first video, okay, I think it's the second one, which I said on the side there. Yeah, I had problems with the calibration file on mine, and so I think on his first video it says how to do it, and in the end I contacted the company, and they responded very quickly and gave me the calibration. A little bit fiddly to add, and quite frankly, it's just fiddly. So anyway, that's the kind of setup, and I think I put something. Yeah, there we are. Look. So that's what you need specifically for scanning a denture. So clearly he doesn't scan dentures. I think he scanned a carburetor or something. But basically, for a denture to show, because it's reflective, you need to put like a fine coating on it. So you can buy this powder, or I know other people use foot spray. Any powder that just gets rid of the shine, and then that's what you'll need. Otherwise, you don't get a good result. So basically, I went back. So we had the denture made, and we had it went to fit it. But when I got there, this had happened. So I had quite a surprise, because I was told he'd broken his denture, and I thought, great, he's broken the one that had been there fixed with the super glue, and it still hadn't broken. It's his top denture broken, and if you look closely, what you can see there is there is a stain. You can't see it on the other side but that stain indicates that the denture had been fractured for a while, and so that's the same thing. We got the super glue, so the odd job man was there, and so I was at the care home, and so I glued it, and it at this moment, because there are only two pieces, it did align quite well. So that's what it looked like, and if you can see the kind of blue tinge, that's because the glove stuck. This glue is really good stuff. Anyway, so in the end I couldn't get the blue bit off, but we scanned it, or rather I scanned it, and so there you can see what I've done is I've applied a powder to it, and you can have any colour you like for your teeth, but it doesn't really show particularly well on my. I tried to make a shade guide for you, so that's the shades that we use. There's also a pink one, So if you went to order one, you can obviously change the colour. Now, most people like to go lighter, but when you're elderly, I think the last thing you want people to know is you've got dentures, which really like colours. Anyway, so what did we do? What did I do? Is I did this. Is that I scanned it, and this looks, there's a few little extra bits on there that are easily to sort of remove when you make the scan, but that's all it is, and then you send it off. But it did take a long time. I mean, if you saw the original video here, and it is on the website, the scanner, the dental scanner, it takes about 2-3 minutes, and it's more or less instant, and you get your file straight away. Using the scanner, the lizard scanner, it's going to take about 20 minutes per denture when you're good at it. And there is a definite learning curve with using it. But once you've done one, the second one gets easier, the third, and that's the sort of process. So I can go through the process another time, but the videos that I gave you are the ones that I followed from that chat a couple of years ago. So then you get a choice of what you want when you get it sent off. So you send off what's called an STL file, or use a different term for them. But basically, the scan that you've taken then gets sent via a file on an email, and then you have a choice of what you want. So these monolithic, well, basically that's kind of a poorer quality denture, not obviously all in white. And when they did a test for this on the gerodontology, the aged dentist, dentists look after the elderly, and this works fine. So this was done about 18 months ago, and they are replica dentures, so it's a digital prescription. So the interesting thing is, for your glasses like these, you get a prescription and you can send them off. But for dentures, the law is still that they have to be fitted by a dentist, even though they'll be identical. And you can see there's all different types that we can have. And if you want, you can get them looking extremely realistic, missing teeth, fillings and all. Anyway, so there's a lot of choice that you can have using this technique. And these are the things. So you saw one there was a single colour. Then you can use a single colour one that's painted. The majority are made using something called Lucitone, which is the strongest dental acrylic. So that's really hard wearing acrylic. And then you can see you have a cosmetic they're painted. And these repairs are partial dentures. But the replica partials, so they ought to be able to be fitted direct to the care home. I can't see why they can't be sent there to the care home. But like I say, it's a bit of a grey area. But what you can do is, if you get a nurse to come in using the dental scanner, she can scan in a mouth. Now, clearly she can't make the denture. We have digital technicians now that can actually design the dentures on a computer, and then they get them processed on a printer. And we can even do that now for flexible dentures, which, there's a picture of one of them on the previous slide when it's showing the colours. And these are really very good, getting better all the time. And they kind of clip in a lot better. So for people who've lost teeth and have never had dentures made, you can have them done in a care home. And this is all, where was I? This was all here on the website that you may have already found this video from. But at the front of the video, I've been playing around with, playing around with this. So an awful lot of the information that I've made for care homes is on here. So if you ask this assistant any questions, you just have to ask it the more detail you put in, the better the answer will be, and ask for a video and let me know how you're getting on with that. Clearly this one here is about what we just spoke about, the dentures. So click on that to see about the dentures. And then this last one is basically, for all this to happen, really you're not going to get too many dentists to come and see you, but you can sign a petition. And that petition, we need a lot of signatures. But if we get a lot of signatures, then we'll be able to get dental nurses to come to care homes to scan the denture, but also scan the mouth, take photos, and also hopefully be able to apply the silver diamine fluoride and give oral hygiene instruction, and generally improve the health of your residents, because an awful lot of residents we know die prematurely through pneumonias, and there's definitely ways that we can help prolong a happy, healthy life. Anyway, hope you like this. Let me know.